Hi, welcome to the Vaguely Anime Podcast. I am one of the hosts this afternoon, Michael, followed by other host Kat.
Hello.
And other host Sage.
Hi.
We have 3 people again.
Yay.
For people that are watching, that's only been like 2 weeks, but like
For us, it's been a long time.
it's been almost a month.
Yeah.
It probably has been
Like,
a month.
Probably has been a month, yeah.
Yeah, basically a month at this
I
point.
think it actually has been a month because I didn't come
last
right.
week. Yeah.
Well, I didn't come. Actually, so maybe it's been 5 weeks because I didn't come right before because I was packing.
Yeah,
True.
because you were originally possibly going to come,
Yeah.
and then you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think that episode is now out. Or no, I just edited, so that episode comes out on Monday, I think. So doesn't matter. Regardless, it is Anime Club, and it's the long Anime Club, which means we're gonna start talking now.
Yeah.
So One Piece episodes 1 through 44, to the end of the Arlong Park arc. Generic summary. Boy wants to become a pirate, meets some of his crew
No.
on the way.
He wants to be Pirate King.
Right.
Yeah.
Wants to be the pirate
that's,
king.
That's
So
what's
very
important, all
important.
right?
Important.
Important distinction
Yeah, it
here.
is. That's
Yeah.
true. Wants
King
to,
He
the
could have
pirates.
achieved his
yeah.
goal once he got
to
one
live, He wants to
crewmate.
live
Yeah.
the life of a pirate
Yeah.
and be the pirate king.
Yeah.
And in his journey, finds his crew members. And in terms of where this ends, ends
Never.
up... Well,
The One Piece was the friends you made along the way.
He has said that's not the case.
I know.
Could you imagine if he was just like, I'm tired.
I lied.
Just
Yeah.
kidding. It is.
After all these years, I'm
I
tired.
feel like
Yeah.
there would be like actual riots.
Yeah,
Probably.
It's just in his will. Like he dies and it's just like, I lied. It is.
I lied.
It is the friends.
But in the end of this specific section that we watched, comes up against one of the big bads of the area of the world they're in, the East Blue, and comes to blows for his friends. That's your general the point of this whole thing.
Yeah.
So I guess if we want to keep the general thoughts shorter because there's a bit to cover,
Yeah.
and then we'll just go into spoilers. So general thoughts, Sage.
General thoughts, I thought it was enjoyable. I will say this is not really the show's fault because of when it was coming out, but this show, the way they structure their episodes is really clunky for binging. Which again,
Yeah,
it's
true.
not the show's fault
Yeah.
because this is when like weekly TV was more popular, and sometimes the characters were so off model that I like couldn't take it seriously. But again, I don't think it's really their fault
You
because
didn't like the deranged
Holy
fucking.
shit.
Like
sometimes in some of the frames they were so off model that I was like,
yeah.
oh my god.
Which is funny because all the characters look wild to begin with.
Yeah.
Like there are so many weird looking people.
But I really feel bad like taking a point off for that because it's not their fault. Like that's just what they had to work with at the time.
Right.
But I did notice it. It was noticeable.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, like the story is enjoyable. The characters are fun. I do think like episodes 20 to 44 are stronger than like 1 to 20, but I just think that's when they started really getting into like the groove of things
Right.
in terms of writing and pacing. So it just like gets more enhanced and better, which is not like the fault of the first 20. It's just it is the first few, so it's hard to like get a groove for it.
Right.
But yeah, that's
All
my
right.
general.
All right.
Okay. So I know you've been dying for this.
Yeah. Been taking
Just-
bets with me and Sage.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think? Do you think I enjoyed it, or do you think?
Okay,
I
so me
disliked
and Sage
it?
have had this conversation.
Yeah.
And we've been on like basically on two ends where you're like either there is enough of a story and character driven stuff that you're like it's not bad, or you're just like it's action, it sucks.
Yeah.
I've been leading towards you're gonna be like it's action, it sucks, but I'm hoping that the part of you that likes My Hero Academia somehow got into this.
So your final thought is you think I didn't enjoy it.
That's what I'm leaning towards.
What did you think?
I think you recognize that it is good quality in terms of writing, but I don't think you enjoyed the overall experience.
Okay.
That's my guess.
I like how both of us are like, there's no nuance. There's no non-nuanced point. Both of us are like, there's nuance within
No,
it.
because I feel like you wouldn't just be like, no, I fucking hate this for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think you're typically fair with why you don't like something.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there's been very few things that I'm like, no, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
For like literally no reason. Actually, I don't really think there's anything that
Yeah.
I hate for no
I'm
reason.
sure there's something somewhere, but
No, because there's like one show that I like absolutely hate. But there's a reason. So like I don't
Yeah.
even. So I was like, I don't think there actually is something that exists. There
Well-
always is a reason. But I actually very much enjoyed it.
yes.
So-
And it's One Piece.
Yeah.
That is a big
But-
victory.
Wait, before you get too excited. I will say this now. I did not enjoy it enough to watch all of the episodes. I do not think I will continue
Okay.
from there. Like, I enjoyed my time with it, but it probably just...
But you're not like jonesing to get back to it.
like, I just think it's too daunting of a task that
Yeah,
I
I
just
feel that.
think...
Well, because
I enjoyed my
I was
time
gonna
and-
ask that at the end, but so then Sage, what about you? Would you keep watching it or?
So I think if I did keep watching it, it would be more as like on the sidelines kind of a thing. So I would have to be doing something else.
Like, I would just think it would need to be, like, the slowest fucking season. Like, nothing's coming out that I'm like, oh, what the fuck do I watch? To that I'm just like... And to be fair, that sometimes, like, I do need... like a background show while I'm playing like Stardew or something. So that
One Piece
maybe,
is a great background
I was gonna
show.
say
Yeah.
like maybe there's like a possibility, but I will also say that I did spoil myself in a little bit of like what is happening now, and
Very different show.
what I saw is not a show that I want to watch.
So what I assume you're talking about,
It's like the cloud looking
right, but
thing.
there is still all of the emotion and everything.
You still
behind
have
it.
1,000 episodes before you
Yeah,
get to that.
I know,
but
but
it is not like it hasn't like devolved into like just action. Like it's like
So-
all the weight that is here, like in Arlong Park,
Mm-hmm.
is still there with that.
So when, but I don't know. I just think it goes too much. So because the whole reason why I looked that up is because I was talking to Ryan about it, and I was talking about the dub because he's like a dub hater, and that's like a whole thing. He was asking about it.
It's a good dub.
And well, so he's just a dub hater, so he's asking about it, and I just because he likes My Hero's dub, so I just
Right.
said it's all the same people. Like, so you'd like it,
Yeah.
you'd think it's fine because he likes My Hero's dub. It's exactly the same fucking people, so you'd have no problem with it. But so he was like, "Well, who's Luffy?" And I was like, "Momo," and he was like, "What?" And then I was like, "You can't tell it's Momo."
Nah.
And then so I had to play it. He's like, "Okay, but what does he sound like aged up?" And I was like, "I actually couldn't tell you." So I was
The
like,
same kind of.
I was trying to find something, and then so I found something, and it was like somebody just like patched things together, and I don't even know if it was like one episode or a bunch, but it was just like a bunch of different, and I don't know what the fuck was going on, but whatever the fuck that was, like I was like,
I'm guessing it's the different voices in each form.
no, it was all just that cloud looking
okay.
form.
Okay.
So that's why I thought maybe this is just one episode, but whatever the fuck that would like, I was like, that's not a show I want to watch. Like that I have no
Gonna
interest.
have to throw up spoilers for that part.
I mean, I just said cloud thing.
Yeah, but that's a big
all right.
thing.
So okay, throw a spoiler. That's okay. But whatever that is, like, I have no interest in it. And then that's when Ryan like, well, actually, he told me in Japan that about like the form thing because I didn't know that was a thing because we were in a store that had figures, and he's like, "What the fuck did you think all these were?" And I was like, "I didn't think about it." He's like, "You know this is Luffy, right?" And I
Right.
was like,
Is it not
It-
clouds?
it does look
Okay.
like Luffy, so I guess so. But I didn't.
We'll get
think
into it
about
at spoilers if we
Yeah.
want. but yeah, regardless, what I assuming you're thinking like that it's just big fight action stuff is it
I
like,
mean, if he has all of these different like forms and
Right,
shit,
but, like, but
it seems
it-
like
it-
it just
right.
goes too far.
no like so One Piece is one of the very, very few cases I can think of that like where you know how like
It just
people make a
seems-
joke about shonen where it's like power scaling is dumb and it never makes sense.
Yeah.
Like One Piece actually has a very consistent power
But it
scale
just seems
and
like it's the same thing if like Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan 2,
No,
Super
because-
Saiyan
because
this, Super
unlike
Saiyan that,
that-
and I don't give a shit about that.
No,
So
because
it's like-
unlike
I was
that-
gonna say Dragon Ball is a pretty bad power
bad
scale.
example. Unlike that, One Piece does their version of that, but yet with still emotional weight behind it. Like each time he has this form, it's like it's the same kind of big deal as like when Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time, where it's like a huge emotional moment, but like each of them have that. Like they're all incredibly emotional, and that One Piece consistently carries a very heavy and emotional story through it in every way, even with how absurd it gets. Like that is One Piece's biggest draw, is that no matter what insanity is going on, there is still a really great like heartfelt story in it. So that's like what you get here is the same, just it's bigger. If that helps.
hard maybe, but also I hate the way it looks. Not right now.
Oh, okay. I was like, because it gets
No,
worse.
No. Not right now. And that's what upsets me more about it, is because I have only ever known what it looks like in the future. I never even knew that it used to look like this. So when I...
So you probably know the middle art, not the new one.
No.
Because the new art looks good.
Oh, so then maybe it's the middle.
I mean,
I
the
don't know.
Cloud one is new art, but like...
But I don't know what everybody
yeah,
else looks like.
No, so what I
don't
assume you're
know.
talking about is like the insane like hourglass
Yeah,
women. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I don't
like the
know.
middle
But even
art.
the guy, like, I don't know. Everybody, I think, looks horribly ugly. Like, I just think it looks terrible and ugly.
Yeah, no, Nami looks like a regular person.
and it
That's-
all looks disgusting. And I have always seen that and just been like, who can keep their eyes on this? Like, ever. Like, and
I
I'm just
will
like,
say
what
some
is
of the
this?
villain character design
Wild.
are-
Fucking wild.
are
Like,
it has to be on purpose that
It
they are
is.
so
It is.
horrendously ugly that I'm like, who thought up of this? Who was like, nah, we gotta do this?
yeah, make it
it's like,
worse.
new art, not bad.
Wait, let me see. Why he's so buff?
That's like current arc.
He's so beefed
But
up.
show me everybody else.
Beefcake.
I mean,
Because he's
they're all
like-
about the same, but
I
I'm
don't
trying to find them like middle art.
Because no, I want to see everybody now, because what I'm picturing and like what I kept seeing, I was just like, I disgusted. Like, I don't know why anybody watches this show. So then when I'm like, oh, I have to watch like One Piece, and then I started it, and everybody like I can look at, I'm like, it used to look like this, and they fucking ruined it. Like, why did they do this?
The
Like,
middle art style is actually atrocious.
So when does that start? Like, when does it stop being like what we just
The OG.
watched?
I think
Yeah.
the middle art style is post time skip. So
Which
that's
is
like
when?
500 episodes.
So like I probably dip then. Like
So
I'm
you
just
can
like, I'm
watch
done.
500 episodes
And
and,
then
then
just be
and then you can be like, I'm satisfied.
dip.
I don't need to see
When
any
do
more.
forms start?
Before that.
Damn it! I was hoping that I would dip before then too.
Damn it.
yeah.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
okay,
It's
so
okay.
the forms. We should not have this conversation now.
I guess
But the
you've already like
yeah.
put a spoiler,
The-
so you're
the-
just putting a spoiler mark
the form.
for how long?
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to be vague. Yeah, okay, hold
vaguely anime.
on. Yeah, you enjoyed it. That's your general.
yeah.
Okay, spoilers. Just gonna put the tag now and clearly say it.
Mm-hmm.
The form that he like actually looks different in is
He has
post time
multiple
skip.
that he looks different.
No,
in.
because Gear 2, it's just him with like a red hue to him, but regular, he just looks the same.
He's got one that he looks like a fucking like gorilla.
Yeah, that's fourth, which is after, which is post time skip. Gear. So they're all called gears.
okay.
Gear 2, he
What,
made.
he look like a fucking cloud? Like,
So-
once he talked about this, because when we were in Japan,
Yeah.
then I started staring at the figures. I'm like, they are all Luffy. I was like, what the
No,
fuck?
so Gear 2,
wild.
he has like a red hue to him. Gear 3 isn't really a separate form. It's just he like inflates a body part of his to make like hit harder.
That's the gorilla looking
No,
one,
no,
no. I'm
Like he
kidding.
just will make his fist really big.
Oh, okay.
Like, and that's called Gear 3.
Okay.
Gear 4 is the like gorilla thing, and that's inspired by Japanese gods.
Mm-hmm.
That's why like he has the like smoke like kind of half circle
Oh,
behind
yeah,
him,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he does like the Buddhist pose where
Yeah,
he's like
yeah,
jumping
yeah,
on one
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's why it looks like that. It's inspired by that.
Okay.
And then the last one is major spoilers, and I'm not really going to get into, but he has a cloud form for a very specific reason, but he still looks like him, just now, like, instead of massive and giant, he has like a cloudy look to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to get into specifics about it.
Okay.
But yeah, no.
That was that big of a deal. Sorry.
Samesies.
I just saw
They
the figure.
plastered that shit all over Comic Con. I didn't
know,
know it was a
literally.
secret.
The
Well,
guy
it's not a
did-
secret, but like
They shouldn't be posting it everywhere.
the explanation behind it is
Is
a
too
very
much.
big
I
deal.
understand. I
Okay.
understand.
I don't think people are gonna Google that shit.
I mean,
Why does
but
Luffy
if-
look like a cloud?
If they do, that's on them. But I'm not just gonna say it because people are here for spoilers of the first
40
44
yeah,
episodes.
I guess. You're right. You're right. You're right.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, beginning art style, good. People look like regular people.
Yeah.
It evolves a little bit as it goes to where Nami and then a character a little later, Robin, kind of get a little less.
She's so ugly.
What?
she's-
Oh,
Robin?
Yeah.
in the
Or
old
Nami.
art style, the current
Both.
one, it looks good. You don't like what Nami looks like now?
No, she's fine.
Okay.
Everybody's
Robin's
fine
the
right
same.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
But, like,
but
what's-
them,
yeah, the
they're
middle-
ugly.
Yeah, the middle is just like insane hourglass. You could not
They
support
get
your upper
like
weight.
so stretched out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
It's
Like,
really
I
bizarre.
don't know.
It
That's-
does.
That's
Which is
like-
weird because in the OG they both look good. I like their character designs
Yeah,
a lot.
that's why I'm
especially
just like,
Robin.
I don't understand why people watch the show. Like, that's what I didn't get.
Maybe the story is strong enough to like get past the visuals.
I think they just
I mean, it
watched,
is. That's true.
they just watched like 500 episodes and they're like,
I'm too in.
Yeah.
I'm in too deep. I can't
yeah,
go back
I gotta
now.
watch this ugly fucking show now. Like,
I feel you.
so then after 500 episodes, how long do you have to wait until the art changes again?
Then
Another 500,
it stays
probably.
about the same-ish until I want to say like 700 or 800.
Damn.
It stays about the same
long
until
time.
the Wano arc.
It's way too many episodes to
That's-
be ugly.
Well, but to be fair, the reason
How many
behind
hours
that,
is that?
the reason behind that is because once the arc that changed the art style Wano happened, they did a huge restructuring on how they ran the show to give people actually time to do it, and they changed the art style to make it simpler to animate, which is why it's no longer like exaggerated to the same extent. It's much like simpler and smoother lines. And that way it made them able to do a lot more stuff in the weekly basis, which is why a lot of people say that like the Wano arc is incredible because it's like a lot of the
Because they
scenes
didn't have
are
to deal
insane.
with the ugliness anymore.
Wait, do they
No,
still?
it looks gorgeous. It's just that like now also all the action and everything is really good. The only problem that One Piece faces the more you go on is that because it's a weekly show, it catches up, and so it doesn't do filler, but it makes like a chapter an episode.
Well,
so
so-
everything
Oh my
lasts
God.
really long.
a chapter in a chapter's only 20 pages.
Yeah, so like there's times where it's like characters like about to punch, and it's like back shot to the enemy, back to him, back to the enemy, back to him, back to the enemy, back to him, back to the enemy. Throws punch.
they gotta do
and
the
the first,
Snyder
like-
every other scene
Yeah, and like the
slow-mo.
first 8 minutes is recap.
Oh my god.
I mean, we'll get into it when we do like the actual episodes, but this is very much like old shows where time is like, because it's been what, 5 minutes and it's actually 5 episodes, but it's like time is not.
Yeah, the art style changes at the time skip, and then bad, still bad, and then it gets better later.
Horrible. All right.
But anyway, who cares? Point is, my only point of bringing up the future stuff is that it's not just action. It still has the exact same emotional weight as stuff like Arlong Park does, but in a bigger sense, on a bigger scale.
Mm-hmm.
That's my whole point.
Okay.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we should talk about the actual fucking 44 episodes now.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, so I assume we're gonna go into
Yeah,
spoilers
we
now.
are now in spoilers. I said that before, but we're saying it again.
Just say we've just been in the whole
Yeah.
episode of spoilers. We don't have general thoughts.
So do you want to talk about the gathering of the crew and then the actual?
Yeah, because I think
Arlong
Arlong Park is
Park
like the meat
part of it.
this. Yeah.
I don't even agree. I feel like all of it.
All of it is
like-
good, but like Arlong Park's like the first big emotional thing
I
for the
still
show.
don't agree. I
don't
cried
agree-
way more
I don't agree
often
with
than
that
I
either.
thought I would watching One Piece. So
If you cried from stuff here, man, you're gonna cry from a lot of stuff later too.
I wouldn't say I cried, but I do think they are very good.
No, there is a lot of emotional moments. It's just that like the Arlong Park thing is like the big moment that made a lot of people get why people like the show.
Right. I think they do a really good job of balancing comedy and seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
So the first few episodes, outside of maybe Zoro's flashback, and I think we get a little bit of flashback for Luffy, but the first few episodes is mainly comedy. So then when they hit you with a serious moment and they don't cut it with comedy at all, I think that really helps to drive the impact of like the emotional beats they're going for. And then I feel like as I don't really want to say season because that's not correct, but throughout the episodes that we watched,
Arcs.
yeah, I think they do a good job of taking on a more serious tone and letting the comedy be more like backseat. Because then you feel more invested. And it like the first couple of episodes is just kind of like fun, lighthearted. Oh, I'm going to get a crew together and I'm going to like do my dream, right? But then as he's actually building the crew is more involved, more investment. And I think they do a good job with that.
I agree. Though I will say I don't like Usopp. Like,
Yeah, me neither.
Usopp's is the weakest.
I know that
part.
he has his like redeeming moments and everything.
They're not strong enough in my opinion.
That's exactly what I said to Ryan. Like I know because he watched like episodes with me here and there. Like I know that they have these moments for him that they like wrote to do that because like I know he's supposed to be annoying. He's supposed to be a liar. So like, but then they give him these moments to be like, no, but he's still a good person. It's just, it's not enough to like get him back in the positive. So
I
like,
think also compared to
the
rest
others,
of the crew,
it's
where
just not enough.
Usopp's like fighting the good fight just feels like it's
I know he's
shallow.
He's supposed to be the common man. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's
and like
supposed
more
to
like
be
goofy.
that. Yeah, like I know what he's supposed to be, but he's just annoying. Like it's not doing it for me. Like it's just.
I wouldn't mind so much. I think if Usopp was this common man character, but he still provided something to the group because throughout these 44 episodes, the whole time when he was with the group, I'm like, you are literally hindering the group. You are
that's
not
like
helpful
his
at all.
comedy.
No,
It's like
but
he's
his
supposed
thing
to
is
be
that he's a
hindering.
sniper. That's his thing.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that's good at that.
Sometimes when he's not
when he-
hitting
when he-
his own group.
Yeah.
Zoro.
But that is his thing that as the show goes on, he contributes more and more with. Is that
I
he is
assume
he is
because
one
he
of
betters his skills.
Yeah, he is arguably probably the best shot in the world.
Because I was gonna ask if he gets like better throughout the show because honestly,
If he didn't, then
if
he actually
no,
would be useless.
if he didn't improve in terms of like the weight of his character and his character development, not even so much like the skills, like, but as long as I felt like there was a reason he was
yeah. It's like
a
just go
part of
home
this
to Kaya.
crew,
She wants
and-
you there.
and
So it's like if
Luffy
you're
felt
not
like
providing
he
something.
needed to have this person
Yeah.
because everyone else makes sense.
Yeah.
Zoro, world's greatest swordsman, or like aspiring
and he's
to
the
be
first mate.
first
Yeah.
mate, extremely loyal.
Yeah.
You know, understandable. Sanji, good fighter, good cook.
Yeah.
Great.
Need a cook.
Nami, navigator.
Yep.
She has her little sneaky sneak and then we get it sorted out,
Yeah.
but makes sense. You can't sail the ocean
Yeah.
without knowing where you're going.
Yep.
Usopp's the only one where I'm like,
And he didn't even say like I need you. He just said "We're
Come on,
friends.
let's go."
Get on. Yeah, like that's literally it. He didn't like there was no moment of like we got to get Usopp. Like we got to get him on
I
the
need
boat.
this
like,
man on my crew.
Yeah, like everybody else had that where like
At
Luffy
least Zoro,
had,
he was like, oh, this guy is really good at fighting.
Yeah, no, like
hop aboard.
Luffy had each moment of being like his stubborn moment of
Hey, to
no,
be fair-
I need this person. I gotta.
To be fair,
I'm not
he
leaving
didn't
until
ask
I get them.
Zoro because he knew he was a good fighter. He found Zoro and was like, "You want to be part of my crew?" And he's like,
That's true.
"What? No." And he's like, "But you should though." And he's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
It was a
Um,
little bit more than that.
well,
And then he
of
was like,
course.
well, he's already part of my crew, so I can't leave.
Yeah, and which is his go-to move of, "You're already part of my crew." So he does that to Zoro. He does that to
does it to
Usopp.
Sanji.
Wait, yeah, it's Sanji.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, or he's my cook." I'm not your cook.
Yeah.
And then with Usopp, it's just like he's like, all right, I'll go on my own way, and he's like, what are you talking about? We're friends. Get on the fucking boat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he also knew. He's like, where the fuck are you going? Where are you gonna go? Like,
Yeah.
just get on our boat. Like, stupid.
Who's
But-
gonna take you now?
Yeah, so,
Literally,
like, but
you're gonna
he-
die. Just get on the fucking boat.
But like, I think he would have recruited whoever was on that post. It just happened to be Zoro.
I guess.
Like, so it's not like he recruited him to be that, because him being a good fighter didn't matter.
True.
It was just like, hey, be my friend. Like, let's go.
I need someone.
Yeah. Because Zoro really had nothing to contribute to being part of the crew.
Yeah. His
Like-
sense of direction is terrible.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to sail a ship. He can't make food. Like, he wasn't contributing anything.
Yeah.
Nami's the first one that contributes something.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
When she's
Um,
not hindering them.
yeah.
Also.
but like, she has her reasons.
Well, yes. We
Um,
know that.
yeah.
Later.
I love Nami's like whole story in the very
Same.
beginning. It's so good. But yeah, but Usopp's thing is that he's the sniper, and he's also an inventor.
Yeah,
Like,
but
he can
we're-
create things and
We're
stuff.
just talking about
No, I know.
early. We
I know.
haven't seen any of that shit. We're
Hey,
just talking about.
he nailed.
He's
Wait,
annoying right now.
did it?
He
He
gets
made
a
the
few
flag.
good hits in throughout
Yeah.
the 44 episodes, but
Yeah,
It's not enough.
I was
It's
like,
not
he
enough.
shoots the cannon and dead eyes that island immediately.
And fucking destroys the.
He didn't know that they were there.
Okay.
Nobody knew that they were there. To be fair,
Well, but like.
but that's true. Nobody knew they were there.
I guess.
Luffy was
Like,
also going to shoot that island. He just missed.
Yeah. What are their names?
I don't remember.
I don't know their names.
The two friends, though.
Yeah.
oh,
Johnny.
yes,
Johnny's one, isn't it?
Johnny is one. The two guys who were,
Big Bro and Big Sis.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were their
I don't know
names?
their names.
I know Johnny was definitely one of them, but I
Yeah.
really liked them. I thought they were really funny.
They were
Yeah.
fun. I quite enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is the weakest of, like, especially in the early thing, but like, as everyone else in the show does, they eventually get their arc and like their thing, and
Was that not his arc?
so
That was
like
just like an intro.
like
Oh,
there's
I
there's
thought
like
that was his arc.
no. So there's
Done.
like each character eventually gets like an arc that's like really about them. So like Nami's is early. Nami's is Arlong Park.
Oh, okay.
And then like everyone kind of gets moments. Like Sanji gets his arc, Robin gets hers, etc., etc. Like they're all
So that, I guess that was Sanji's intro, not his arc.
yeah.
Yeah, because that Sanji stuff was all like backstory.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, so like because all their stuff is backstory.
Yeah,
So
minus
like
Nami.
Nami's is her arc. But
Okay.
technically, I mean, obviously she still progresses as a person. But like it take Arlong Park and then people get like a whole thing about that like later. So he expands on it and makes it bigger and whatnot. So and they're all usually really fucking good. But yeah, so no, like basically it's all the intros to them, and then Nami's is her arc that like basically lets her go and do the journey.
Yeah.
And then they all evolve. The time skip is a big deal for a lot of them. And then like so they all kind of are have like progressed as people after the time skip too.
How long is the time skip?
3 years
Okay, it's not that big.
So they like separate and
or
come
2
back?
years. Yeah. Yeah, they were like a whole bunch of stuff happens, but they were like supposed to meet up, I believe, after 3 days, but instead they wait and meet up in 2 years to like train.
Oh.
It's a big deal. It's great. Anyway.
Speaking of Arlong Park, I really like the designs of his henchmen, especially the octopus guy. He's really funny. He just gives Zoro a ride. He's like, "Oh yeah, I think they're over there. You want a ride?"
It was sad when he died.
Me too.
I was like, I liked him. I was
like,
hoping that
he
he'd
was
just
trying
be
his
like,
best.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that like somehow he would just be like
pull
good
through.
Yeah, I would just.
Yeah, no, a lot of them are pretty funny, but Octopus Guy is the best
Also,
one.
okay, so for this show, I'm confused on like kind of the morality of killing people,
Okay.
because they kill people in there, but like what was the guy before they like let him go, the one at this at Sanji's restaurant.
What the
They absolutely should have killed him. and they
first mate
don't.
guy, the guy that Sanji gives food to.
No,
and then he comes back?
their captain.
Don Krieg.
Yeah, they absolutely should have killed him, and they let him go.
Yeah,
Fucking wild. Fucking wild.
it's not their place to kill him.
Absolutely fucking should have been.
Yeah,
So,
he
like,
attacked
He
them.
got his
Yes.
shit rocked, and everybody knows
I
that
don't
he got
care
it
if he got
shit
his
rocked.
shit
No,
rocked.
no, what I'm
they
saying
should
is,
have fucking killed him. Fucking whatever the first mate, Geen. What is
Geen.
his?
I think it's Geen.
Poor guy's gonna die in a couple hours. He was like, tell Luffy I'll see him at the Grand Line, and then was like, I'm gonna die in a couple hours. I'm like, so are you gonna be at the Grand Line, or like, are you gonna be fucking dead? Or, like, your dead body's gonna be at the Grand Line? Like,
He
I'm
might not be
confused.
dead. We don't know.
He said the poison's gonna kill me in a couple hours. Like,
Yeah, but like it's One Piece.
so like,
I was gonna ask that too because I feel like there were moments where I was like, oh, it's like a honor system
yeah,
kind
like
of
we
thing.
don't kill people,
But
but
not
like,
even a we don't kill people, but I thought it was
it's
like
a pacifist route.
I thought it was like, you know how like there's rules for war and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, there must be some kind of like internal rule system amongst pirates where like certain thing is free game because we are pirates and that's just part of the trade, and other things is like a respect thing. You
No,
know?
so like the villains will absolutely kill people, but like once Luffy fucking rocks their shit, he's like, I've proved my point. He's like, anyway.
no, like they
so
absolutely.
so is in Luffy's mind, he's like, I beat them up so good, they won't even dare to fuck around again.
like I just
Usually, yeah. because the whole point is like, you know I can beat you and I'll do it again. So like
I'll find you.
I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get the morality. Like they absolutely should. It made me so fucking
'cause, like,
angry that they
because-
didn't kill that guy.
like so the thing is,
after
like,
he killed so many people.
how many people did he even kill?
I don't remember.
Krieg?
Yeah.
Did he kill anyone at that restaurant?
Yeah. Didn't he kill a bunch of people when they
He
fucking
killed his own men.
Yeah, he did kill a bunch of his own men.
I don't think he killed anyone at the restaurant.
Okay, he killed his own man. I don't care who he killed people.
Yeah, well, if the pirates that are part of his crew want to fucking mutiny and kill him later, they can. But they were all unconscious.
Okay. Well,
So
point is,
they were all just thrown onto that one boat.
I agree that I think he should have been killed.
yes. Like I was so
But like
angry.
in the context, at least for like Luffy and the fucking pirates, the cooks don't give a fuck. Like they're like, get the guy out of here. We don't give a shit. And Luffy and
then
like now everyone
they had to
knows
give
that.
up their grocery boat.
Yeah, but that was not their choice. Sanji just forced that upon
But if
them.
they just killed him, then they didn't have to give up their grocery boat. I don't understand.
Well, I mean no, because they still would have did that anyway for the rest of the crew and for Geen.
Maybe
So.
poor King's gonna fucking
But,
die in
yeah.
a couple hours.
But like now, like the entire East Blue knows that Don Krieg is a fucking square, and so they don't have to give a shit about him. So nobody's gonna be as scared of him. So like now that anyone will
I
stand up
guess
to him.
reputation is like a
Reputation's
thing.
a huge thing in One Piece.
Yeah, because that's the whole reason why you have like, you know, your pirate flag.
Yeah.
With like your own distinctive design.
Because I was telling Sage this earlier. I almost told you guys to watch one more episode for 45, because that's where everything kind of culminates and Luffy finally gets his bounty. But I was like, it's a cleaner end at just 44. But like, because it's the whole episode is like the world government talking about the fact that he's fucking wiped out all these big names in the East Blue.
they should have killed that
So-
marine dude too.
Oh, the guy with the
Axam
axe.
Morgan.
No. The fucking
Oh my god, the weird cat looking guy.
Yeah, the whiskered marine guy. Should have killed him fucking too. But I guess that would cause more issues. for
I was
them.
like, that would be way bigger issue.
I was gonna
But
say
it's
I don't
like
think
the-
he's trying to fuck with the Marines like that.
But if they could have killed all of the Marines, and then they could have just said that Arlong's gang did it, and then
So Cat wants them to be actual villains.
like, they could have done something.
Cat wants the Punisher. Cat wants Luffy to be the Punisher.
Cat's like, I don't trust the government. Take him down.
They were awful people. The Marines are bad people. They're clearly bad people. They're corrupt.
The whole point of the show
Yeah.
is that it's morally gray. There are good pirates, there are bad pirates,
Yes.
there are good Marines,
and
and
there's
there are bad Marines.
So take out the bad Marines. That was clearly bad Marines. Take them out.
There's a bad one in the fucking barrel. Kill the barrel.
Yes. Clearly.
Bomb the barrel.
Take him out. Like, I don't understand.
Cat wants Luffy to be the Punisher.
Yeah.
God.
Next arc, he's gonna start carrying guns on him.
And he can be, so he should.
Do they have guns in One Piece? Yeah, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We saw them.
I don't know.
The
I feel
Marines
like
usually have
yeah,
them.
that's what it is.
The only reason why Luffy's crew doesn't is because
Okay.
Usopp uses a slingshot.
Wait, okay.
What a useless
also,
weapon.
No, it's pretty rad.
Also, earlier, I don't know, it was probably like at the beginning of like Luffy fighting Arlong. He bites his arm, and nobody cared then. But then, like later in their fight, he was like, "Oh my god, if Arlong bites you, like, he's gonna bite through the bone." I'm like, he already bit Luffy. Like, why don't any of you care? Like, why are you now bringing it up?
I noticed that
'Cause
too.
He did like
I thought it
Gum
didn't
Gum
matter-
something, bit him, bit through.
Yeah.
He was doing a Gum Gum pistol.
He had
and
his, like,
bit
fist in his
arm.
mouth,
Yes,
yeah.
he bit his arm. Nobody cared then, but then later on in the fight, they were talking about how strong.
Well,
He
I
bit
didn't-
the pillar, and then they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh my god, he'll bite through the bone." I'm like, he already bit Luffy.
I thought
but
it
Luffy's
didn't matter
okay,
because
and
he was
Luffy's
like
arm-
rubberized, so his
No,
bones
but
wouldn't
so
break.
that was the other thing. Is like bullets don't affect me, and then with Don Krieg, those bullets did affect it. And I'm like, I don't understand the.
What's the rules?
Yeah,
No, wait,
what are
what,
we-
what bullets affected him during Don Krieg? I thought they were all spikes.
Oh, they're spikes, not bullets.
I think so, yeah.
That's what it is.
Because they still
Okay.
pierce him.
Oh, okay. I
The
thought
bullets,
they were,
like, it was, but like,
I thought they were bullets.
I thought they were all spikes.
Maybe.
Wait.
I don't know. They were definitely.
How
sticking
would
into
s-
him, and he just took them.
Because they were all spikes.
I don't understand how a spike would penetrate him, but not a bullet, which
All
is
the
Yeah.
all the bullets are like muzzled, so they're like balls.
Oh, they're not
Aren't
like.
They're like-
sniper bullets sharp?
No, but I mean, like in the show, they're all like musket arrow
They're like
stuff.
imagine like pee pellets.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
they're all like
Pellets.
balls.
Yeah.
So nobody has.
As
a
opposed to
sniper.
like a
I
regular.
mean, people
bullet
do, but
where
I
it's
think they're all
pointed.
still.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's not like you're not using like military caliber. Like it's
Okay.
all still like musket era.
older
Yeah,
kind of
Got
gun
it.
and bullet.
basically, yeah. Now, but I think the only time that they like make it weird is I think it's just like all the bullets don't really matter. It's just like the spikes and stuff. But like stuff comes into play later. That
I
like
don't
the
know.
small scale stuff now, like
Literally, fist in his mouth, teeth in.
I don't
his
remember-
nose.
I don't remember that,
And
but
he goes,
sure.
"Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie, ouchie."
I noticed that too.
But then later they were like, "Oh my god, if he bites him, like it's all over." Like he did
Well,
that
wait, but did
already.
he break his teeth first and then he bit through the
No,
pillar?
no. This is before the teeth thing happened and them falling out and then getting
Yeah.
new teeth.
Oh,
This
okay.
is way before. That's why I'm saying that like this is like before he even goes into the ocean. Like before, I think it's before they call the cow thing. Like early on, like
Also,
I think it's before
Love
he
that
gets
cow.
Oh my god, I
Love
love
the
that
cow, sea
cow.
monster.
before he gets punched into
Sea
the
King.
wall. I think. Like I think that's when he gets like punched into the wall. Like right then, like he definitely had his hand in his mouth and there was teeth
Right.
on his arm.
Speaking of his teeth, so when there was the whole scene of like, oh, I can just like regrow an infinite number
Yeah.
of teeth,
Yeah.
and he was like popping them out of his mouth, I was like, but he was dropping them on the floor, and the whole time I was like, Luffy, just take them up,
Little pinchers.
like you know.
Yeah.
Didn't he put one in his
Yeah,
mouth?
he
he
put
put
a
one
set
in
in
his
his
mouth.
mouth.
Like, that's
I
unsanitary.
was like, I feel like that's a worse idea than my idea of
But
like.
yeah, but
using
Luffy's
them-
an idiot.
But yeah, so I was really wanting
Yeah.
him to do it, and then he didn't.
Yeah.
but like, what kind of grip do you got on the like enough?
I don't know. Arlon was doing it later.
I guess so.
You got
He's
bigger
got bigger
hands.
hands. Yeah.
True. Maybe.
But Luffy can make his hands bigger. So
Well, he can't really like
stretch
he
out-
can't like he can't just like make his hand bigger like
Not yet.
permanently.
just his fingers longer.
Well, no, I mean like he can't just like change his proportions like permanently like for like he can make his fist like giant size but like it deflates afterward. Like he can't like just like stretch himself where his hands like double the size.
He can't
and just keep it that way. Yeah, I
Gotcha.
don't think that's how his power works.
It's
like
always
the
like-
same way like when he stretches his skin and it snaps back. Like I don't think he like he
so
can't
it's a
keep
pull
it
and there has to be a release.
yeah, like he can't
Rubber.
keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
yeah, he can like inflate himself, but it doesn't stay that way.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but so should we talk about the earlier stuff a bit? Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff to
Yes.
cover because
Yeah.
we've never done multiple arcs.
Yeah.
But I feel like we should talk about more of the early stuff, and then we can kind of get into Arlong Park.
Okay, wait. I have a comment
later.
about the live action, just really quickly, because it
Okay.
has to do with the earlier
Okay,
part.
sure.
This is really quick. I didn't even finish the live action, so it's not much about it.
Okay.
I just wanted to diss the live action and compliment the show
Okay.
more, because the
Live action was good though, surprisingly.
well, I didn't finish it, so now that I have finished it, like I guess I can.
Yeah,
go
now
back.
it's the same. It's the same thing.
So I can go back to the live action now and like watch it. But for like the Kaya arc,
Mm-hmm.
I liked it way better in like the regular show, like
same.
how they did it. Instead of like just being in the house and then like it was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Like they did like there's no, I don't know.
They ran out of exterior budget, and they were like, "We just have to keep people in this house."
Like it wasn't, because wasn't it only like the three
Yeah.
like workers in the like there
Does
instead
Django
of-
even show up?
no
Does Michael Jackson not show up?
no, instead of like an
R.I.P. Michael
entire
Jackson.
like pirate fleet, and then
Yeah.
that they're like, I won't let you get into that village. Like there's so much, like it's so much more dramatic. Like I don't know,
I
they did
agree.
it so much more.
I agree, but for the live action, I'll give it this: they chose the right spots to like save money for other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there were bigger moments,
Well, I didn't finish it, so like
right?
maybe
Yeah, but like
that's
there are
why.
bigger moments where like I agree it is better in the animated.
All I
but
did
like,
was finish that Kaya part. Like that's where
I
I
agree
stopped
it is
in
better in the animated show.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna cut spots somewhere, I think it makes sense just to keep the Kaya thing in the house.
Yeah.
I think it could be better if it's more, but like, I get it.
I
it's-
think
it's
people would have been
fine.
free extras to be people like the crew on
Yeah.
the beach. Like I think they would have done it. Like
Probably.
they definitely could have done it instead of just
Um,
like three workers. Like it was lame.
Right.
Like
But
from
I-
seeing that.
Yeah,
and
but I
then-
really, I do think it is the weakest arc, but I do like that arc. I like the
I
whole thing with
actually
Usopp,
liked-
why he lies because of his mom.
I
and-
liked that arc actually like a lot. Like I actually really
Love
really-
Mary.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed it. Like I thought it carried a lot of weight, and I liked the sentimental of like not letting them get into the village. And like I actually think that Usopp gets worse like after like that. Like
But it also shows a great part of like more of Luffy's character where like he immediately, the bad guys are talking about bad things and he's like, and they're like, we gotta go away. He's like, hey, stop being bad. And like immediately walks over and he like walks up to Kai and he's like, just get over it. Like,
yeah.
you know, like he's very like matter of fact. And like I because he's a very active protagonist. He is a lot of the reasons why things happen. Unlike, you know, say Goku, where he's just like passive.
Yeah.
Like Luffy,
Stuff happens to
yeah,
him.
like Luffy is actively participating in the story.
Yeah.
And I like his character. I think he's very interesting, and I think that also plays into Usopp's thing, where like Luffy is just like, just do it. Like you're talking about all this shit, but
Yeah.
like, you know. But he also just likes him because he lies and he believes it.
Like I just liked the whole like of just stopping them and just not letting them go into the village, and then even at the end of just, you know, like the whole village is gonna think you're lying, like let's tell them, and then just being like the threat is over, like they're not gonna come back, like why make them worry? They
Yeah.
don't even need to know. They can keep thinking I'm a liar. That's fine. And then even everybody being like, you know, is that liar coming back? Like, you know, it's boring. Like, where is he?
Yeah.
Is he coming back?
And then
like,
his like friends, the little
the
kids.
little kids.
They're like, okay, he's going, so we have to do it
Yeah,
now.
like-
yeah, that was really cute. I
no,
like
that's
that.
definitely like one of the moments that like made me swell up, and just like when they were saying bye, and I was like, oh, like it hurts.
Usopp's got game though. He's got a girl waiting for him back home.
I guess so. Like, oh, but when she was just like lying hurt, I thought she was talking about like him lying to her. And then like when Mary was just like, you wanted him to stay, and because when she like deadpan to him was just like, because he's just like, don't try and convince me to like say, she's like, I won't. Like just deadpan. I was just like, oh damn, like okay. But then like after
Yeah.
when she's just,
I like that, you know, like and
Just
she
sweet.
she knew that he was lying the whole time, but like she appreciated him showing up and telling stories
Yeah.
regardless and
Yeah.
stuff. You know,
Mhm.
I think that part's great. And then and then you have like Zoro, who's been not eating for like almost a month. It was like 3 days away from being a month of not eating or drinking anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the like captain steps on the rice,
rice
ball.
and he's like, just give it to me, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
And he's like small moments that are like so important to like showing how the characters are. And he's like, no, they'll release me in 3 days. And they're like, they're lying. They're gonna kill you. And he's like, why the hell would they lie?
Yeah.
You know, like or you know, his whole fight with Mihawk where he drops everything. He's like, I'm doing this. He's like, I don't give a shit. I'm this guy. Like, we're gonna fight. And he
Gets
commits.
his ass handed to him.
Yeah.
But he commits.
He sure does.
And he totally loses, and he turns around and is like, go for it. And he's
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? He's like, scars on the back are a swordsman's shame.
yeah.
And he's like, all right, what is your name?
Yeah.
He gets fucking destroyed, and then he's like, and then he, tells Luffy, he's like, I'll never lose again. Like, I'm sorry.
I think in these 44 episodes, Zoro has spent like the
He
majority
gets
of it
stabbed
injured.
like every single episode.
Like, he's never,
Literally
like,
every
full
episode.
health.
No.
the entirety of Arlong Park, he is like dying from the fucking
Yeah.
cut across his chest.
Yeah.
I know.
And he's just like, let me sleep, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Let me just sleep it off.
Yeah, and then the doctor's like, you're a fucking idiot.
He's like, what the fuck?
And then you have Sanji's whole thing, like that, he won't let anyone ever starve. Like,
Oh my god,
Yeah.
him and the head chef
Yeah.
on the
Zeph?
island. Yeah, Red Zeph on the island, and he's like, "All right, I'll stay here with my pile of food. You go check on the other side,
yeah.
and don't bother me."
Yeah, he's like, you look
Yeah.
for a ship on that side, I look for a ship here. And he's
Only
like, I
come
got,
over here if you see
yeah.
a ship.
and he's like, and I need more food. I'm bigger than you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's just so like gutted
Yeah.
when he finds out there's nothing in the
yeah,
bag.
he rips
He's
it
just
open
like,
and it's just the
you
gold.
gave
Yeah,
me
it's
all
just-
of the food. Why would you do that?
And he ate his own leg.
Yeah. No, his leg
What?
got crushed into the
No,
thing
no.
to
yes,
save him.
but he ate his leg.
No, I thought his leg
He-
got crushed and he
in
ripped
the
off.
manga. But he eats his leg.
Oh, okay, so he
What?
still has it.
Like it's crushed.
Post-crushing.
But
okay.
he eats his leg.
Okay,
I didn't even
assumed
know he
ate
could get.
his
I didn't
leg.
even know he could get it out of the.
No,
I thought he got ripped off when he was trying to save Sanji.
did.
no, he eats it.
How did he get
The
it?
anime changes it.
Oh, because
Thank
I was gonna
God.
say, I feel like I
Shouldn't
remember
see
him eating the leg.
Yeah, no, the anime changes it.
Oh.
He eats his leg.
Yeah.
His leg gets fucked up in the manga, but it's still there.
Yeah.
But it's beyond repair, which I think might also be the case in the anime. They just never show it because they don't want to even talk about a guy eating his leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like he completely cuts off the rest of his leg and eats it. That's how he lives through those few days.
few
Few-
days.
sorry,
It's
few
like
months.
60 days, my
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah, a
Oh,
few
God.
months.
I was
Whatever.
gonna say a few days. He wouldn't have eaten his damn
a
leg.
few weeks is what I meant. But yeah, yeah, I like that backstory. I think is great.
Is that a problem?
I don't know. It's fine. We have the wide.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Sanji's is great, and I really love like his whole thing. Like you could tell that like why Zeph wants him to leave the minute he opens up to Luffy about the all blue,
Yeah.
but he won't leave because he just feels like he owes the man so much.
Because he owes his life to
Yeah,
him.
he owes his life to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they all just start talking shit.
Trying
about
to be
him.
like, this
Yeah.
cooking sucks.
Yeah. Who made this?
And he's just
Oh,
outside the
well.
door, and he's like, I can fucking hear you,
Yeah.
you assholes.
Yeah.
But it's great. Like it's a great moment. And then in the same vein of like, and then when you get Zoro's backstory with
Such an unhinged fucking child.
yeah,
His
but
workout routine.
yeah,
Everything was fucking unhinged from that.
But-
From
but-
the second he walked up, he was unhinged.
I can use as many swords as I want. Grabs
Yeah.
30
Yeah.
in all of both hands.
It's like, okay. Just smacks him upside
I was
the head.
I when I was watching that and he grabbed like 30, I was like, I don't think that many is helpful.
Yeah. Wait, in the live action, was she sick? She was sick, right? Did
No, I think
slip?
she also just.
She did?
Yeah, I think she also just slips.
Oh, why did she just sit?
But I love that. I love that,
Fucks
like,
off and
yeah,
dies.
that she is probably the best swordsman, or would have been if she kept living, and he never gets to beat her.
Yeah.
And then she just dies by slipping on some stairs, like
And
so unceremoniously. Nobody, and so like now he can never, like, so now his goal is just to achieve what she probably would have done in his
or
eyes.
maybe slip and sick. Maybe I just misheard it.
Maybe.
But
Yeah, that's
also
possible.
her like dying from like a random like trip and
Yeah.
fall
Yeah.
is also
she was also
after
sharpening her knife.
she gets
She was just
told
walking
that
into
she'll
sharpening
like
her knife.
never
Yeah.
be able to achieve her goals
Yeah.
because she's a woman,
Yep.
and she's just like, then what am I fucking like doing?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, and I love that too.
Like
but,
she gets her absolute dream and soul crushed,
Yeah.
and then dies.
But I love that whole like arc where it's that whole part where like she's just like, I'm a woman, my chest's like, my boobs are already growing, like I can't hide it anymore, like I'm worthless, I can't be a swordsman. And he's like, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
how do you think that makes me feel, that you're like, oh, because you're a woman you can't fucking fight? Like, bullshit, you've been kicking my ass this whole time. And he's like, you can't say that because then that belittles both of our dreams.
Yeah.
And like I love that whole thing. I like that he just like, he doesn't give a fuck whether
He's a
she's
man
woman
of
or not.
conviction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very intense.
And then when she dies, he's
When
like,
he
yeah.
dies.
When
Like,
she
oh, God.
dies, he's like, give me her sword. It's coming with me, and she's
Yeah.
gonna achieve greatest swordsman by me.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And then of course you finally get to like, you get Luffy's backstory, which is arguably the weakest of them
I was
in
gonna
the
say
beginning,
didn't give a shit
which is
at
just
all.
him and Shanks.
Okay,
And
wait. Also, I mean, and I know this doesn't matter that much, and also it like we haven't seen it. How can they just go and say that he had this childhood friend of this girl, like from the movie, the like girl with the red and white hair?
Oh, yeah, because she's Shanks's daughter.
I know, but she wasn't there. So how do they just say she existed when she
No, because they
didn't?
say that she visited every now and then.
Oh, that's what they say.
Yeah, she just didn't visit during the time that they're showing the period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like because Luffy knew Shanks already in that backstory, so
Oh.
he's shown up before.
No, I know, but Ryan was complaining about it and being like, I don't understand why the fuck they did that.
There's been
Oh.
multiple times that Shanks has
Alright.
visited.
Well, then I have to bring that back up to him and be like, it's not that she's just always there. It was just that she
Yeah.
sometimes came around.
Yeah, I think she came around like, I think in that story, doesn't she?
He
I think
said-
she came around that one time.
He
didn't
said
she?
that, I don't know, he said that he saw something that said they were like best friends or something.
I mean, I think the whole point, because Luffy already knows Shanks in the backstory.
Yes.
She was just there prior.
Yeah, but how do you be best friends if she just comes around like once or twice?
Well, he's best friends with Shanks, and he only comes around every fucking once a year.
Yeah, they're little
I guess
kids. Kids are
that's
stupid.
true.
They create.
You become a friend
bonds.
with a kid on a fucking playground in 5 seconds. I
Yeah,
mean,
that-
like,
your vacation BFF from when you were 7.
Right, and whatever.
Ryan's being nitpicky. I don't know. Like,
I agree though, but like it's stupid.
I remember
It's
kids
crazy
I
to see.
became best friends with over a vacation.
yeah.
I don't
sure
remember their
don't.
names.
I sure don't.
Yeah, but like, regardless. But you know, his whole thing with Shanks and fucking Shanks losing his arm to protect him.
Yeah.
And like his idolization of pirates because of Shanks, and that Shanks is like a good person, arguably, as far as he's concerned. Also, what is it? Don't ever pull a gun unless you mean to shoot it. Just
Yeah.
fucking annihilates that
Yeah.
guy. Awesome. So anyway, there's all that. There's the great moments with Kaya, with the girl that like tries to give Zoro the food because she stuck up for them. Sanji with all the cooks and Don Krieg's fight, like that whole fight is great. And then Arlong Park. Like the arc that most people usually, like, if they're not super sold on One Piece, is the arc that gets people into One Piece. Like, why they watch it and they're like, I get it. Like, I get why people like it, because the emotion and the story, like, and the action and the story all are like perfect,
Yeah.
arguably. And I think they set it up fantastically. With like Nami consistently being like a thief and doing her own thing, but now she just kind of sides with Luffy and them just because it's kind of convenient. And slowly you see that she is being like closer to them than she probably would have wanted.
Right.
Until she finally sees the poster that reminds her about Arlong.
Yeah.
And is like, I gotta go. And just leaves. Because like it shatters her illusion that she could leave the life. And her whole thing when they finally get to her and she doesn't want anything to do with them. She's like pissed that they're even there, but yet she's still doing all these things to keep them safe.
Yeah.
While putting her own body on the line. She stabs her own hand. Like she's so good. And she's like finally just keeps telling them to fuck off until literally everything possible can go wrong. You find out about her mom, how she fucking died because she was like, no, I'm going to protect my 2 daughters. I won't say that they're not related to me and I'm not going to send them away.
Oh my God. That scene with the mom, I was like, she's trying her best.
I know, like that was shattering, but like at the same time, like it's the same outcome of them not having their mom.
But she would not die. She would rather them know that she always viewed them as family and not send them away than them.
I know, but they would have left the island. Like they were leaving, weren't they?
They were going to leave and never see her again.
No. Wasn't Arlong?
Yeah, but they were going to come back in a month.
Oh.
They
I
come
missed that
every
part.
month for money.
Oh, okay. I guess I missed that part. I thought they were just leaving.
You know, every
leaving.
month they have to pay
okay.
the amount of money.
I thought they
and
were,
she was
like,
never going to be able to
leaving.
afford it the second month anyway. So she was like, no, I'm not going to send my kids away to be fucking refugees again. I found them. They're my daughters. I'm not going to say that they aren't. Yes, I have 2 people. Here's the money. They're both my kids. I don't have enough for me. And awesome. And when he knocks on the door and she fucking like kicks it in and puts the fucking gun in his mouth.
Yeah.
She's so cool. And I think it's great. The entire flashback with them as kids, and like Nami has the thing where it's like, you're not even my mom. Like I'm not.
Oh my God.
And runs away.
With a loser like you. I was like, stop it.
It's like, don't
Please.
say that. You
Yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah, and
Oh my
like
God, when she comes back, like crying, being like, I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
incredible.
Yeah.
And then she's just been, and I love that like they show that, you know, she comes with a tattoo and
she's fucking stabbing the tattoo. Like, bro, not even trying to cut it up, but she's
I
just
thought she was
stabbing
gonna
her
cut it
arm.
off.
So,
I was like, okay,
stabbing.
and then I was like,
That's so
oh,
much
you're just gonna
worse.
bleed
so
out. That's
much
Yeah.
cool too.
Worse.
just screaming his name into
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
ether.
Oh my
I
God.
was like, please stop. Like, it would have been so much
Visceral.
better to like
Yeah.
But
cut it
the
off.
great moment where like Luffy just stops
He's
her.
like,
Yeah.
girl, what
and
you
he
doing?
puts and she's
hat
like,
on
she
her.
finally
He puts
turns and
the
she's like,
hat
yeah,
on her
Luffy,
head.
help me.
Yeah.
And he's like, of course. Puts the hat down and he just turns and he's like, he's gonna pay.
Yeah.
And then he turns, starts walking, and then all the crew is sitting there.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, let's go. And they all walk up to just start kicking the shit. Incredible.
Yeah.
Like that was like the big moment for me. I remember when I was watching it for the first time. Because I was watching it off a recommendation from someone, and I sent that part of him like screaming that he was gonna pay, and I was like, I get it, I'm sold, I'm in. Like it's so good because that's all he needed.
Yeah.
He was never gonna do anything if she didn't ask, and he knew that she needed to get to the point to ask for help.
She needs to get pushed over the edge.
Yeah, like he knew that she needed to get to that point herself, and he's not gonna interfere without her telling him to.
Right.
Which again I love about Luffy. Like he's a goofy person, but he understands people.
Yeah.
Like he gets how people work and what they need for that to work. Like when Sanji says he's not going to go, he gives up. He's actually like, all right, fine. I won't take you. That's not what you want. And like I love that. I love that he will not do anything because she said not to, and he just goes and fucking goes to sleep or whatever. And when her sister is like, I'll tell you what the deal is. And he's like, I don't care. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
And he walks away because it doesn't matter to him. All that matters is the one he knows currently. And he's like, well, she's not asking for my help. I'll just go walk. And she finally, everything happens and she breaks down. He's like, of course I'll help you. We're friends.
Yeah.
And then he sees the room that she was chained up in and like the blood on the pen. And he fucking is like, oh, I get it. And destroys the
Yeah.
room. And just is like, this is her fucking
jail.
Yeah.
And just starts throwing shit out and breaking everything.
Yeah.
And she starts crying, and nobody else gets it. They're like, "What's going on?" And she sees the desk falling.
Yeah.
And he finally destroys the whole thing. And it's not like, all he says is like, "Nami, I'll always be your friend."
Yeah.
Right? That's all she needs. It's not like you're free, whatever. It's just, "I will always be your friend."
Yeah.
And that's all she needs. That's all he needs to say to her. And nothing else matters. And I love that so much.
I think they do a good job, like, showing why these people would even follow Luffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's the captain, but he's also but he's not like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Like he's very easygoing.
very devoted.
But he cares.
Yeah,
And that's
very-
why and that's also why Zoro makes a great first mate to him, because
Yeah.
Zoro's more serious. And Zoro sometimes in the story will keep him in line with stuff that isn't more important than he views it as.
yeah.
Um,
Zoro is more serious, but I also feel like Zoro, like, even within these first 44 episodes, like, respects him so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And
like,
blindly follows
He's
him.
so
Uh-huh.
loyal
Yeah.
to him that was what was, like, in part making me think about, like, what kind of, like, rule system they follow in terms
Yeah.
of being pirates and stuff like that. Because his loyalty is, like,
I don't even think that's because of,
unshakable.
yeah, I don't think
There's-
that's because of pirates. I think that's just because of him.
Yeah.
No, there are really great moments that use that aspect of Zoro super well. Like I said, it just, the show progressively builds and builds and builds upon itself and what's crazy too is I think we've made the joke about it where like Oda has a separate house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like
with the
because
strings.
because stuff that comes up in this first 44 episodes fucking pops up again in episode like 1100 whatever.
That's absurd.
Like thousands of chapters later, and it's still relevant and important.
That's absurd.
So like he uses his characters so fundamentally well. He understands them so well. The only time I think it falters is there's a middle period with Sanji that I think he gets a little about, but he comes back. But yeah, I think it's great. And then in the rest of that, the Arlong Park thing, I love that the village knew the whole time.
Yes, about
Yeah,
Nami.
and
She
they,
shows up
like,
the
we can't
tattoo
say
and they're like,
anything.
"You're a traitor," whatever. And
But we didn't want you to think that we were all putting our hopes on you.
yeah, because the
'Cause
sister
you
tells
didn't
them.
think
Yeah.
that you could. We didn't want you to think that you couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be tethered to this place.
And
Yeah.
because like she tells her sister and she's crying about getting tattooed.
Yeah.
And she's like, "But I'm gonna free everyone.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do this." And then her sister tells everyone, and so they act like they hate her, but so she can leave.
yeah.
And then at the end when she's like, they're all waiting for her to show up. She gets like the tattoo changed and whatever, and they're all waiting for her to show up, and she just starts sprinting. And they're like, "She's going to leave without saying goodbye. Stop her." And all of them are trying to like grab her and stop her from not being able to say goodbye. And she jumps to the ship and like if she turns like she robbed everybody. And she's like, "Anyway, bye." Like because she herself can't say goodbye to any of them.
Yeah.
She just
It's not in her to be able to let
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. And you find out that she changed the tattoo to his pinwheel and the orange, and the pinwheel he only ever wore because it made her smile
Aw.
because she was scared of him. And he's like, "Oh, what about this?" And she starts like laughing, and they're like, and he's like, "All right, I'll wear the pinwheel for the rest of whatever."
For the rest of my life.
yeah. Well, until she grows up, because then
Yeah.
he stops wearing it.
Yeah.
Great. I love it so much. Like the Arlong Park is probably like my second or third favorite arc in One Piece. It's just it hits the emotional beats so well.
Yeah. I would agree.
I love it so much. And it also is a great building exercise for all the characters. Zoro finally like hitting moments where he can't really stand up anymore, and he's like, and he has to rely on Sanji.
yeah.
He's like, "I can give you 30 seconds," and has to let Sanji do
And that
his
was
thing.
way more than 30 seconds. But
You understand.
In show terms, it wasn't. Like, they were pretending that was 30
Yeah.
seconds, but it was so much longer than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But they were like, "Yep, that was 30 seconds. I can confirm."
And
Okay,
the beginning,
I
the,
set
like,
a timer.
yeah. And then like because Sanji and Zoro have their whole like back and forth thing. Usopp actually contributes. He fights that guy, and the part about it is that nobody knew what happened. He did it even though he couldn't prove that he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nami finally believes in the crew.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a perfect like culmination of everything that happened in the episodes prior. And
Good payoff. Very satisfying.
yeah, I agree. I also love the ingenuity behind they pull his head out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I was thinking
it
that was
smart.
my immediate thought. I was like, just pull his head out, no?
I didn't
For
think
some
of it.
people, they don't think about the fact he's a rubber
I
man.
did not think about it
I
at
thought
all.
about that right away.
When
Also, they were holding their breath for so long.
Oh my
Well,
god,
no,
I
no,
know.
No, it was like 30 seconds.
No,
You
they-
gotta
No,
think about it.
with
They were world champion
they were
breath holding.
yeah, like the chest pressing. They were down
Gotta-
there for a bit.
You gotta think about how long it was in
I
show
know.
terms. It was not that long.
10 minutes
Like
holding their breath.
But
Yeah.
a lot of
they've
the
been
like
training against these
Yeah.
fishermen.
yeah, a lot of the pre-time skip show is like they still all rely on Luffy to an extent, where post time skip is like everyone can kind of fend for themselves. And it's just the pre-time skip stuff does a great job at showing like the buildup of consequences and circumstances to where it eventually does hit its peak and they cannot keep doing this. And like I don't know, it's just it all is all written so well that like even when it gets to the absurd cloud shit, like it all still is totally believable in how it got there. You're not like, how the fuck is any of this making sense? Like it has its own scaling done so well that you totally understand how they got from beating up a dude that just kind of moves weird and like can disappear behind you and a fucking Michael Jackson hypnosis dude to fighting like gods.
Yeah.
Not really. but-
Natural escalation.
yeah, like it builds itself up so perfectly. Yeah. I feel like we covered quite a good amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess now is ranking and whether you'd recommend it or not. So and final thoughts. So
Yeah.
final thoughts.
Final thoughts, I thought it was really enjoyable. I feel like the emotional beats, especially like as we went on, they just did a good job. Like they hit really good, really hard emotional beats. And nothing feels too easy, if that makes sense, for the characters. Like you can tell, like they really take the time to kind of like put in some struggle back and forth, that kind of a thing. So it feels like they're really working to get that kind of happy ending, which is nice. Because they could easily just be like, oh, they beat the bad guy, you know. But I think that would make it feel less earned. So I think they did a good job balancing those kinds of things. I would definitely recommend it, especially if you've like never watched any One Piece. It's a very nice and easy introduction into it. It's also the beginning, so it's not like you're missing any background information. I think I would give it like an 8 out of 10 for like the 44 episodes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I agree with everything that you said. I enjoyed it. I didn't expect to enjoy it. I didn't expect to hate it either. Like,
I was more just like worried you'd just be like, it's action, and be like, it's not for me. Write it off.
Same.
I was expecting to just like be like meh about it. Just like watch it and be like, it sure was 44 episodes of my time,
Right.
like that I just had to, get through. So it was at least a good surprise to like enjoy my time of watching it. And like it did go quickly. But I do think that, like you said, like that they did a good job of like balancing serious moments with comedy. Like there were actually times that I did like laugh out loud. It wasn't even just like
A chuckle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
feel
it was
you.
like actually like, or just like things like that. And like I did cry twice, and then there was a couple times that like I swelled up. I didn't like I fully cried twice, which was when Sanji was saying goodbye to like the head chef. Zeph was his name.
Yeah.
And then for when Nami was fucking, what's her sister's name?
I kept wanting to say Bellamy, but that's her mom.
That's the mom.
Yeah.
I don't remember what her sister's name is.
When they were running up, like saying that they were sorry.
Oh,
like, right
yeah.
before-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like those type, but there was a bunch of times that like I swelled up and I was like, keep it in. It's like-
There are a good amount of moments in this show that like
Yeah.
had me crying. So
Yeah.
you'll be blubbering.
and like I just like wasn't expecting that of One Piece. So, but like to be fair, it's definitely not what I thought this show was gonna be. Like I didn't really.
It's helmed as one of the greatest for a reason.
I definitely didn't know that there was much in it. Like I feel like people just talk about it being dumb, but not like dumb in like, oh, that's a dumb joke. Like silly, like dumb.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. So I didn't think it was quite serious. So that's why when also like watching the live action, I was like, what the fuck happened? But like also I didn't really think that the live action was funny at all. So like then to get like the
Yeah.
balance of, which obviously they have more time in the regular show, but that I feel like that also benefited watching the live action first. I mean, granted I didn't watch all of it, but watching this afterwards, because I only watched up to the end of like Kaya's thing for the live action, because I think that they did it much better in the regular show, that I think that actually made me like the show.
It made you
more.
appreciate it more.
Yeah,
Which is
because I was just like, wow, they did this like so much better. I enjoyed it like way more. Because I think that arc is when I was like actually sold on it. Like I enjoyed that arc a lot actually. Like I really liked the kids and like all of that. And like I said, like I enjoyed, you know, them defending it and being like, you're not going to get into this village more. Like they did it in a lame way. But you said that they had payoff with, you know, that they needed to do budget wise to do it.
Yeah, I think
That way,
probably that's the reason behind it, and I think
Probably.
I think it totally
It
makes
was
sense.
short, so that makes sense. But
Yeah.
anyways, we're not talking about the live action, so it doesn't matter. But I would probably give it a 9 for the first 44 episodes. But
Wow.
Um,
I'm
I'm
shocked.
shocked.
yeah, but like I can't rate it on, like that's only for our,
Right.
like I can't go and like, you can't do it on Mal, right?
No, because you
Yeah, like
That-
they don't break it up into
No,
arcs.
they don't.
So that's just for you mentally to know.
And again, just to as the end here, would you watch it? Would you watch more?
I think as background,
Yeah,
I would.
I think that's
but I
the
don't think
only-
I could sit down and like
oop, I'm gonna watch some-
hyper focus
yeah,
and critically
like,
analyze.
To be
all
fair, that's
some
how
One
I did a
Piece
lot
right
of it
now.
too.
one
Yeah.
Was
1,000
background.
episodes because that just seems exhausting.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
that's
as
how I did it as
background, I
background.
think yes, I could.
Especially,
Yeah.
it also goes really fast, especially in the later stuff, because like I said, they do so much stuff that like I mean, it was a problem. A lot of people complained about it, but like you literally get so good at being like 8:50 into the show, and then it's like and like start credit, like because it's there's so much recap, but like if you're just watching
Jesus.
it, you just go through it, you know.
Yeah.
So, but
I could see myself watching some background.
I again like because it's good, like, and there are still so many big moments. Alabasta is probably my favorite One Piece arc. That's also pre-time skip,
Which is like how far in?
I want to say, you know, I'll look it up real quick. Oh, cool! I didn't have to enter my password. Love that.
You can
for me.
say your
Um,
ending thoughts while you do that.
Yeah. Damn it. So I mean I love it. I've been watching One Piece now since I started it in 2019, and then pandemic hit, and I was like, all right, well, time to commit. You know.
Did you read it and watched
No,
it?
I only watched it.
Oh, okay.
So anime episodes are 92 to 130. It's 39 episodes.
Okay.
And it is my favorite arc.
Is it someone specific arc? Or it's just
Yes, but not any of the people you've met.
oh, okay.
But yeah, so I think that the first 44 episodes does a great job at showing people why people love One Piece and have committed to watching and or reading this series for so long.
Right.
because it gives you a bit of everything. It gives you the silly goofiness. It gives you the serious moments, and it shows that when it gets serious, when it wants to, it can do it really, really well. And like I said, it continues to carry that weight all the way up into its absurdity. And sure, there are some arcs that aren't fantastic, but like there's still so many character moments within them that it can hold you through. And I think like the core group that is within these episodes of Zoro, Nami, Sanji, and Usopp and Luffy are all such like interesting characters. And then when other people show up, it just kind of adds to that dynamic. And I don't know. I love it. And I think that if you've ever wondered why people get into One Piece and you still watch this through the spoilers, just give yourself up to the end of Arlong Park. And if you don't get it, maybe it's not for you.
Yeah.
But like I feel like you'd be hard pressed to watch all of this and not feel something. I obviously would recommend it. And even though I don't think all of it is super interesting, I think for what it sets up and pulls off, I think it is worthy of being a 10, because Alabama or Arlong Park alone can get me to cry. And I think,
Oh yeah, I forgot that's
Yeah.
your criteria.
yeah, if it can get me to tear up, 10.
Such dumb
That's
criteria.
No, because it doesn't
Yeah.
happen a lot.
Well, that's not
Dumb
the show's
criteria.
fault that you're not a crier.
It's not the only criteria, by the way, but it's a big one.
I feel like
but
any
also
of the
I
ones
think
you
it-
talked about. It's just I cried. That was it. 10.
I didn't cry during Mushishi. Great.
If you cried during Mushishi, it'd be so fucking weird.
I
But
was gonna say it's not like a crying.
I'm just
show.
saying, there's an example where I didn't.
It was a good show.
Didn't like it.
But yeah, I think it does an incredible job at setting up everything for how the show goes and a culmination of everything that happened prior to it. And I don't know. I think it's great. I think it is arguably a masterpiece, as a 10 puts, to just have all this shit going and then pull it off in a very extremely satisfying way, and then leading to and continuing to pull that off later. Granted, my score is probably swayed via the fact of everything else, but I still think it pulls off an incredible amount of stuff to earn itself a perfect start. And obviously I'd keep watching it because I already am. So yeah, I guess with that, we have our next anime club, which is Sage. So Sage, what are we watching?
We're gonna watch Konosuba season 1.
Nice.
Have you seen that?
Sure haven't.
Okay.
It's been on my list to watch for a long time, and I've always wanted to watch it. And I hear it's really good, so I'm like, yeah, why not? Something nice and short and sweet after this marathon that we just did.
Yeah.
You know.
I was wondering why you didn't do 2 seasons, but then I remembered we
Plus
just watched
convenient
only one.
because season 3 is airing right now.
Well, that's why I was wondering why you didn't do both, but that makes sense because we just watched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought about doing both, but
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Let's give ourselves a break.
I mean, you could. There's still time for you to say add on season 2 on there.
No, it's fine.
Alright. I haven't watched season 2, so that's why I'm just saying because it'll force me.
I
to,
mean, we can.
it'll force
we
me
can.
to watch season 2 because I've seen season 1.
We can.
No,
up to you.
because everything else doesn't say that.
I know,
All
but
right, keep
they
it
haven't
season
come
1.
out, so I could just add that on.
No, let's leave
It's up
it
to
for
you.
season 1.
Okay.
Make our
Alright.
lives easy.
All right. Well, I've already watched both, so.
Okay, there you go.
um,
I'm the only one in the dark.
yeah. All right. Cool. Then you have 5 weeks to watch Konosuba season 1. So get on it and let us know what you thought about our opinions on One Piece and if we're wrong or right. And if you have watched One Piece and are, let me know what your favorite arc is and what your ranking of the Straw Hats are. I'm always curious about that for
Like,
people.
Do the other
favorite
ones
to
get
least
hats?
favorite?
They're just called the Straw Hats, but
No, they're
nobody
called the
else.
Straw Hat Pirates.
No, I know, but do others get hats, or he's the only one with
No,
the hats?
he's
the one with
the straw hat.
Robin wears a hat, but it's not a straw one.
Mm-hmm.
She just has like a little cowboy
Well,
hat.
she has
on.
multiple costumes. One of them has a cowboy
Yeah,
hat.
and it's really cute. I like it.
But yeah, no, they don't get. I mean, I guess they wear hats at points, but no.
Mm-hmm.
They're just called the Straw Hat Pirates because Luffy's their captain.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching this week's episode Vaguely Anime Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, review, follow. Don't forget to share it, Cat the Moonstar on Twitch. And we will see you guys next week for whatever it is we talk about.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.